welcome to my channel. Today we are going to see what are the different data types in Java. Okay, so any program needs data, right? So those data will be stored in variables. How to declare variables? Using data types, we have to declare variable. So what are the different data types in Java? We have two types of data types in Java, right? Number one, primitive data types. Primitive data types. Number two, non-primitive or reference type. Non-primitive or reference data types. Okay, we'll see one by one. For primitive data type, so there are 8 different primitive data types. So byte is a data type. Number 2, short. Number 3, int. Number 4, long. Number 5, float. Number 6, double. Number 7, char. Number 8, boolean. So these are the 8 different primitive data types in Java. Out of 8, these allows us to store numbers, right? Byte, short, int, long, float and double allows users to store numbers, and these two to enter non-numeric values, char and boolean. Out of these 6 numeric data types, numeric and these are non-numeric, so out of these numeric data types, again these 4 allows integral part, integral data types, and these 2 allows decimal data types. So these are the different categories. We have numeric, non-numeric, again numeric, integral and decimal. Okay, now coming to the memory size allocation for each data type. Okay, for byte, the memory size which it allocates is 1 byte. As name suggests, it is a byte, it is 1 byte, right? So 1 byte, or which is equal to 8 bits. The second one, it takes 2 bytes, which is equal to 16 bits. For integer, 4 bytes, which is equal to 32 bits. Okay, for long it is 8 bytes, which is equal to 8 64 bits. Coming to float and double. Okay, for float it is 4 bytes. For float it is 4 bytes. For double it is 8 bytes. So you know, right, 4 bytes means 32 bits. This is 64 bits. For char it is 2 bytes. For boolean it is only 1 bit. So now let us see the range. For byte type variables, we can store -128 to 127. There is a formula 2 power n minus 1, that is a negative minimum value, and the maximum value is 2 power n minus 1 minus 1. So here n is nothing but bits. Okay, so when n is 8, 2 power 8 minus 1, 2 power 7. So 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. So which is 128 minus 128 2. So 128 minus, again here a subtraction with 1. So 128 minus 1, 127. The range is from 128 to 127. If you want to store less than minus 128, which is minus 129, it will throw an error. When you are storing at least 128 into variable, it will throw an error when we are declaring it using byte. So that is the range which we can assign to a variable which is declared by byte. For short variables, the range again we can calculate using this, and for this one we can say 32, right? N is 32. 2 power 32 minus 1, 2 power 31. So we have to use 2 into 2 into 2 into like that 31 times. Similarly for this. So now when it comes to float, range is unlimited. There is no range when we are using, right, float variable. When you are using double also, it is unlimited. And the char, the range is like it is a character, right? One single character. In Unicodes, if you want to mention, the range of it is from backslash u double zero double zero. So this is one character which is null. Null to there is u f f f f. So these are the Unicode. So this is Unicode format for characters. If we convert it to ASCII, it is from 0 to 65 535. So this is ASCII and this is Unicode. So this is a range for char. And for boolean, the range is, it is not the range, only two possible values. One is true, other one is false. We can assign to variables. So this is the range. And when it comes to, okay, we are declaring a variable using this type or this type, and it is having this capacity and this range. But if you are not assigning any value, what is the default value? Okay, and you are not assigning any value, default values. So what is the default value for byte type variable? For byte type variable it is 0, and for short type also 0, for integer type 0, for long type 0. For float type it is 0.0f, for double it is 0.0d. So these are the default values. So what is this f and d? We'll see practically when you are practicing it. Okay, for char type it is null, the first character null, like this. Okay, and for boolean it is false. False is the default value. So this is all about a primitive data type. This is all about primitive data types. When it comes to reference type data, every class, each and every class, each and every class from Java and also user defined classes will act as data type. Okay, so that data type is nothing but a reference type. Reference type data type. So example, string string is a built-in class in Java. So this, if you want to store strings, you can use this class type variable like this. Now str is a class type. Which class? String class type variable. So like this, all the classes can be used for creating reference data types. Each class will act as a data type, which is a reference type. So there are two data types. One is primitive data type, reference data type. In primitive again we have 8, byte short, int long or integral, float and double or decimal, char and boolean or non-numeric. Okay, non-numeric. So size is also 1 byte, 2 byte, 4 byte, 8 bytes for integral, 4 bytes and 8 bytes for float and double, 2 bytes for char and 1 byte, 1 bit for boolean. The range formula is minus 2 power n minus 1 to 2 power n minus 1 minus 1. So this is the maximum number we can store. So that calculation can be done for integral data types, whereas for float and double it is unlimited data we can store, and for char it is from null to, this is null. Okay, from null to this character. So the character are referred using Unicode. If you want to refer in ASCII 0 to 65,535 ASCII number, so whatever the character is there for 0, that is null. Whatever the character is for 65,535, it is for till that character you can store into char type. And boolean type, only two possible values, true and false. And the default values are zeros for integral, 0.0f for float, and 0.0d for double. And null is for the character type, data type. The default value is null. If you are not assigning any character to char type variable, it will automatically take default values. If you are not assigning any value for boolean type variable, the default value is false. These are the primitive data types. A reference type data. So reference type data. So second type is different reference type. Each and every class of the built-in classes or your own classes will act as a data type. That is called reference data type. So example string str. String is a class and str is a variable. String class is acting as a data type. So this is a reference type data. Okay, any questions? Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe for more videos.